Good afternoon and welcome to this episode of the Employee Baltimore Show. We are excited as always to have the privilege to be able to come to Baltimore and to bring incredible opportunity. Today we have two guests, both that are doing work in similar lanes. One is a great service provider here in the city of Baltimore. The other one is a great service provider, but also having some opportunities. So what I need you to do is I need you to like, love, share this broadcast. We need to get as many people on here as we can. I need as many people on today because there are tremendous things that we're going to be discussing, even and our Thanksgiving and a Christmas feeding that's going to try to feed a lot of people, y'all. We know we take for granted sometimes the resources that we have available to us, and sometimes forget that there's a lot of people who are less fortunate. Well, we got great people here that is doing awesome work, in spaces where that work is needed. And we're grateful to bring the information to you. You see it underneath and over top. I'm rocking my purple today. I'm rocking my purple because although last Thursday we took a pretty bad loss to a bad Miami Dolphins team, I still need the rep for my Ravens. That's right. We gearing up this week. The boys are already in Chicago, getting practiced up to suit up on Sunday and to redeem themselves from that horrible loss that we took to the Miami Dolphins. But I bleed purple. I'm die-hard Ravens fan. I need all my Ravens fans. If you on here right now and you like the Ravens, I need you to put something in the chat. I need you to throw some hearts up. I need you to throw some thumbs up. And y'all, listen, we want you guys to do a lot of that because it causes Facebook's algorithm to go crazy when we have a lot of likes and a lot of hearts and all of that. And it notifies more people on your list that we're live right now. Again, this is a show that is bringing opportunity to the people in the city of Baltimore, both to get help if help is needed, and more importantly, to get jobs and career opportunities. I was just talking this morning on one of our meetings. We're gearing up, y'all, and these are just some announcements. We're going to give y'all some church announcements real quick. We're gearing up for a job fair starting in January that is going to focus on filling the tremendous amount of positions that we have available in the city of Baltimore. Let me say that again. We have a lot of job openings here in the city of Baltimore and its agencies, and we're gearing up for what should be the first of many in January recruitment opportunities. A lot of the details are still being hashed out, but you should be looking for that. Today alone, we had 3 recruitment opportunities going on at the same time. At our beloved Westside Youth Opportunity Center, we had employers down there in the security industry, the hospitality industry, and they were there with our superstars, Mr. Dwayne Williams and Cortez Cannon, getting our 18 to 24-year-old population connected to those jobs, people being hired right there on the spot. That's right, I said it. People being hired right there on the spot. We're currently in communication with the University of Maryland to be able to bring another event there that could be happening as soon as the first Thursday in December. So I want you guys to be on the lookout for that and make sure that you're directing people to the Westside Youth Opportunity Center. Likewise, we had a hybrid event happen at our Northwest Career Center today. That's right. We had people both in the building and people there virtually meeting with some justice involved friendly employers right there live on site and virtually. We had Holly Poultry, who is what I consider to be one of the anchor employers for the reentry population here in Baltimore, as they have done everything they can. No longer minimum wage, no longer hours and a culture that is just bad and looking what appeared to be then to take advantage of people who were in that situation. But we're talking about an anchor employer now who has brought his wages up, who has great benefits, union opportunities, and a schedule that's friendly for people who are trying to not only reintegrate in society, but have a life and reintegrate with their families. So we had Holly Poultry on today. We had, I can't remember the other employer's name. I should have wrote it down and I will next time. But it was a great event that had both people in the center and the people online. We do that every first and third Thursday at the Northwest Career Center. So if you're a person that has been a part of our Northwest Career Center, that's our center that's located at Mondawmin Mall, and you haven't been in touch, get connected. We have an outstanding new staff person there as the BSR, Mr. Wayne Dansbury. We'll be bringing him on the show soon to introduce him to the world virtually. But go up there and meet him. The brother is serious. He's powerful. He brings a lot of resources to the table. And we're going to get a lot of people connected to jobs. And at the same time, Katanya, I believe there was another virtual event happening today, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we had another virtual event happening today that was orchestrated by my big brother and my colleague, Mr. Darrell Falls. So y'all, here in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, we are reconnecting with people and connecting people to those employers. I'm going to say it again. We're reconnecting with people. We're opening our doors. We're available virtually. And the goal ultimately is to get our people connected to employers. I'm going to say it and I keep saying it. We have more jobs than we have people to put in them. Pause. We have more jobs than we have people to put in them. Transportation, healthcare, construction, a plethora of opportunities. So if you were previously connected or never connected, get connected again or get connected to the Mayor's Office of Employment Development and all of the amazing things that over the next 2 weeks, you're going to be blitzed with a lot of virtual and in-person opportunities for people to become employed. So I need you to get connected, whether that's at the Northwest Career Center located in the 3rd floor of Mondawmin Mall, the Westside Youth Opportunity Center, which is at 1510 West Lafayette Avenue, our Employment Connection Center, which is located at Bush Street, 1410 Bush Street in the Casino Impact area, South Baltimore, big ups, or the Eastside Career Center, that's at 3100 East Madison Avenue, one of our premier centers, the Eastside American Job Center. We have our employment hubs, our community job hubs, that's located in Govans, located at my brother's Keeper, and the other one is located at Bon Secours Community Works. And we have one of our anchor stations where I started my career up at the Workforce Reception Center, which is at 23rd Street, 100 West 23rd Street. Y'all, great things are happening in this agency, and I need everybody to get connected because the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is working hard to make sure that we have the doors wide open for those who are seeking employment. All right. That being said, it's time to get this party started. And I have one of my very dear friends who came to me some years ago and said, yeah, you out here getting everybody jobs, but I need to know if you're willing to go into a sacred space and work with some people that have some increased challenges towards getting employment opportunities. And I went to a meeting and I was introduced to some of the challenges that our LGBTQ and specifically our trans brothers and sisters are facing when it comes down to employment. And being who I am, I said, you know what? We gonna make it happen. And this brother has been, he is an anchor in this city, doing great work with youth, doing great work around youth homelessness. His organization, which is Joy Baltimore, I've watched continually grow down through the years. And the thing I love about him the most is he's always extra excited about the privilege and the blessing that God has given him to do this work. When we talked to him before the show, he said he was out doing God's work now. He is chosen by God to do a great work. I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Lonnie Walker. Lonnie, thank you for being with us today, man.
No, thank you for giving me the privilege to be on your show. I'm so humbled and honored to be a part of this. Like you said earlier, I am out in these streets right now. We're doing outreach right now, making sure people know about our Thanksgiving event that's coming up. So me and my team is out right now, going down to all the sites here in Baltimore, the different shelters and the different people in the encampments to make sure that we get them connected to getting something to eat for Thanksgiving, having a wonderful meal. So we're out doing God's work. This is an assignment. So our Thanksgiving event is taking place on Thanksgiving Day. It's taking place on Thanksgiving Day at 1:00 p.m. to 6:00 p.m. at the garage, 6 East Lafayette. 1:00 p.m. to 6:00 p.m. at 6 East Lafayette on the corner of Charles and Lafayette at the garage. It's an event where you can come out, you can eat as much as you want. It's a party. We have a DJ. We have live entertainment. We have free giveaways. We have clothes we're giving away, coats, haircuts, hygiene supplies, photo booth, any and everything you could possibly want at a Thanksgiving event. If you were eating food at home with your family, we're going to have it here. Come as you are. If you can't get home from school for college, come on out. If you're homeless or you got some friends that need something to eat, come on out. We got you covered. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna dance. We're gonna conversate. We're gonna have a good time. We are at the end of the event, what makes our event so special is at the end of the event, we give out gift cards because we never know where you're gonna get your next meal from. So we give you a gift card to somewhere to eat, so you can get something else to eat the next day, whatever. And we give them out till they're gone. Right now, we have approximately 100 gift cards. We are in need of gift cards because we want to make sure everybody can leave with a gift card. We're servicing everybody from infants to 199. If a senior can't get out to get something to eat, all they have to do is email me at lwalker@joybaltimore.org or call me. Marvin, you have my number. Make sure they get my number, and we will deliver you something to eat. We will deliver the food to you. Families, if you can't get out, we will deliver the food to you. We have a team that's going out to deliver food. Also, there's so much going on. Also, Christmas is coming up, and we've been in a pandemic. We've been locked down. And so every year we go around the city and we do something different in communities. And so me being from New York, I'm so used to Rockefeller Center and tree lightings. We're going to have Miracle on Gorsuch Avenue. We're at 1640 Gorsuch Avenue on December 22nd. We're going to light a Christmas tree. If anybody know anything about Gorsuch Avenue, the 21218, it is very dark. So a lot of abandoned houses over there. There are two big churches over there. We can call them stairs too. We're going to light that whole area up with a stage, a Christmas tree, marching band, toys, hot chocolate, hot dogs for the kids, coffee for the adults, cotton candy. We got the Grinch coming. We got Tiana coming. The princess. We are going to and we got toys. And so you can go on our website, www.joybaltimore.org, and you can register your children for toys. But they must be present. They must be present. And we have a special donation coming in from Downtown Locker Room. That's December 22nd at 4:00 p.m. Be there or be square because we're going to get down. And we're going to light a Christmas tree.
Lonnie talked about all the opportunities to come and to get a blessing. But I want you to know, because what my path is going to be on Thanksgiving, I'm going to church. That's just a personal tradition that I have. And I'm leaving church and I'm going over to the garage to serve. So I want to encourage people, not only if you're in if you don't need a meal, if your family is solid, come on over there and get your hands dirty and volunteer and help out. These kinds of opportunities is something that Joy Baltimore does all the time. And they're consistent. And I love the fact that with the Thanksgiving feeding, there's the gift card thing, because sometimes we do those one-day events, and while we sitting up eating leftovers, we done forgot that next day came and somebody don't have leftovers to eat. So, man, that's awesome. The work that you're doing in Baltimore, talk to the people a little bit more about what Joy Baltimore is about outside of these events.
So we are an outreach organization for runaway and homeless and displaced youth in the city of Baltimore, focusing on the LGBTQ community, but we serve all young people. We have a brother program called BMU, Black Men United, where it's a mentorship program. That's a 10-week program. And actually, we have 20 young men who will be graduating on December 11th out of living classrooms for completing the program. And they all will be receiving a stipend for completing the program. You see, I got my BMU shirt on. And they got jobs. Those that were 18 and above are actually currently employed. They came to us unemployed, and they are currently employed now. And so we do things like that, or we help people get connected to housing. We have a resource where we can give you tokens if you need to get places, birth certificates, Social Security card, Maryland State ID. We partner with Keys Development and other organizations around the city of Baltimore. That's what we do. And in January, we're starting our young ladies' portion of the program called Black Women United, where we can bring Black girls together and just leadership. And so hopefully in April of 2022, we're partnering with the Latino community, and it's Black and Latino Men United for men who have sex with men, and HIV prevention, along with total health care. So we're keeping our hands crossed that comes through for 2022. Like I said, we're all over the place. We do a little bit of everything, and we don't turn nobody away. So if you need services, even if you're outside our age range, we're going to work with you. We're going to connect you to whoever we can connect you to. And we're going to hold that organization accountable to make sure they get you what you need. But I'm also going to hold you accountable to get there, especially if I'm giving you all the tools to get there and I'm cutting out all the barriers.
That's awesome. The work that you guys do is tremendous. I've had the opportunity to be in those spaces. We even called on you as our agency is being more deliberate, not to start work around diversity and inclusion, but to continue to work around diversity and inclusion. Real quick, talk to service providers, employers, and everything about how important it is that we don't just jump out there and think that we are prepared to do the work around inclusion, but that we bring people who have been serving in these areas in to help us be properly prepared so that we don't offend anybody in our attempts to do good.
So I would love to be in some of the rooms and reference the language and making sure we're culturally competent and reference hiring young people of color who are LGBTQ trans, who are dealing with alternative lifestyles. And just, but at the same time holding the community accountable, it's still a job. So if anybody wants me in their room to conduct a workshop on how to be culturally competent in reference to the LGBTQ community, I'm willing to be there. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain, in reference to LGBTQ or not, we're going to hold people accountable. But I want to make sure spaces of employment are safe.
That's one of the things I love about you because the last time we had you on more to do an interview around those types of things, you would give us the information that we need so that those businesses are culturally competent. But you are very adamant about holding people from the LGBTQ community to not look for a handout. Talk to us a little bit about that.
There are no handouts in the world. We live in one world where we all have to live together. And you don't get a handout just because you're LGBTQ. At the end of the day, if you're having a rent instability, there are programs that will help you pay your rent, not just because you're LGBTQ. When I moved into my apartment building, I couldn't ask the landlord, do other gay people live here? It doesn't work that way. So we have to learn how to live collectively and cohesively together. We have to coexist. We don't have to just exist because of our sexuality and think that things are going to be given to us because of our sexuality. We just want fair and equal opportunities for everybody.
Wow, man. My prayer is that your voice would be expanded because we're seeing as sensitive spaces or people becoming more sensitive in spaces, there seems not to be a unifying, but what appears to be more of an us versus them mentality, even for some people who are on the side of advocating for the LGBTQ community. And to me, I know that that's scary for some folks who would like to do that work to integrate. I've always been adventurous. So when you came and you challenged me, I was like, man, let's do it. Let's go see who we can help or who we can be a blessing to. Talk to if you had a room full of people right now, right, who are kind of thinking but have background concerns or whatever the case may be. How would you encourage them to approach bringing diversity and more of inclusive environment into their business, into their programs, their desire to serve?
So I'm a true believer, never let your past determine your future. Um, Bring it in, welcome it in, and learn. You can only learn from who you're welcoming in. I mean, we don't know everything, and we're going to make some mistakes. But once we learn from the mistakes, then we move forward. So I would say welcome it in. Everything is going to be a teachable moment, so you can move forward. But on that note, I have to bring this up, Marvin. So I got slammed by my own community because I supported Dave Chappelle. And at the end of the day, I will continue to support Dave Chappelle because it's comedy. And if you looked at the whole show in its entirety, he didn't do anything to demean the LGBTQ community. So we jump on things without listening first, and we have to stop.
Wow.
We have to stop and listen. And at the end of the day, it's comedy. It's okay to offend black people doing comedy. It's okay to offend white people in comedy,
Religion.
but Asian people in comedy. But we have to stop being so damn sensitive. We have to stop being so sensitive. I truly wish Eddie Murphy can re-release Delirious. One of the funniest, the most funniest shows I've ever seen. Because at the end of the day, we all know somebody, whether you're LGBTQ or not. When these comedians are talking, we all identify or know somebody who they're talking about.
Lonnie, thank you so much for joining us, man. As always, you bring such a broad perspective to this work. And it's what I believe is needed. You can connect with Lonnie at lwalker@joybaltimore.org. Tell people, Lonnie, real quick, how they can get connected to those opportunities and give them the locations where they're going to be taking place again.
So the Thanksgiving event is on Thanksgiving Day, November 25th at 6 East Lafayette. on Lafayette and Charles, right around the corner from the gas station. 6 East Lafayette from 1 to 6 p.m. Everything is free. Everything is free. The Christmas event is Miracle on Gorsuch Avenue, which is at 1640 Gorsuch Avenue, um, from 4 to 8 p.m. Lighting of a Christmas tree. Once again, everything is free. We're not asking for anything from you, but to come there. And if you need toys for your children, please go on the website and register for toys, but they must be present. And we have a special donation coming in from downtown Locker Room. So get your registrations in.
Lonnie, we want to thank you for being with us. You're a regular and going to continue to be a regular on the Employee Baltimore show, man. The work that you do here is the kind of work that I think is needed in order for us to unify. I see so many people who, in an attempt to do this work, create more division. But you're unifying, and those young people right there that we see in your background. Is that
That's my
Stacy?
staff. They're waiting on me to get back to work.
Is that Stacy?
Yeah, that's Stacy.
What's up, bro? I ain't seen Stacy in a minute. What's going on, man?
So yeah, that's my staff. We out here getting ready to do the work.
Man, that's great, man. Continue to keep your boots on the ground, and we're going to continue to support you and give you a platform to be able to share the great work that you're doing in and around the city of Baltimore. Thank you for being with us today, man, and we will definitely be in touch soon.
I
Please
appreciate it.
respond to
Thank
my
you.
meeting request.
I got you covered.
Thanks, Lonnie.
God bless. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Listen, it is refreshing. I don't care what your politics is. I don't care what none of that stuff is. It's refreshing to see people who are about the work in a city like Baltimore, where we know it is a great necessity that we get more focused on the work. Our prayers are going out to the family at the Southern Baptist Church and to the family of the victim who was murdered, found murdered in Southern Baptist Church. And many people are galvanizing this evening to go over there to be a support, because we need people to just show up and work. We need people to throw aside their differences. We need people to put everything that is not really important on the back burner and come together and work. We just talked to a brother who is literally giving up his Thanksgiving day while the rest of us may be gearing up towards what we gonna eat, finishing our shopping, cooking time, and how much time we gonna need to cook and prep and do all that. This man is giving up his Thanksgiving day to be able to be a blessing to so many, and they do it year after year. So I salute our brother Lonnie Walker. As we move into the next phase of our show, it's the time that we talk about what you really come here to hear about, some available opportunities. And we're talking to an agency today that when I did my research on them, it was a blessing to me, the work that they're doing around some people working to serve people who are really looking for, who really are in need of assistance, excuse me. And at the same time, they've come today to look to expand their team in the way of bringing on more people that is interested in doing this rewarding career-oriented work. And we're talking about heirs. I'm just excited today to have them with us. Bring our guest on the screen. Miss Gina Epps, and I told her that I was going to do this because one of my favorite shows is Martin, and I used to love when he get in trouble, and he'd be like, Gina. Miss Epps, you told me to call you Gina. Gina, how are you today? It's great to have you with us.
I am wonderful, and thank you so much for having us.
I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm excited to have you, even though y'all stole one of our people, the great Miss Arnetta Thompson. That's right, I got to call it all out. Where she at? Make her put her face on the screen. I knew you would be somewhere in the background. It's so great to see you and to know that you have advanced the work that you're doing in workforce development, Miss Thompson.
Absolutely.
I joke a lot, but we are excited for you and that you're still in the work.
Yes, and we are excited to have her. She is doing amazing things with our young people and with our community of clients that we have. She is doing great work here, so we're glad to have her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you representing us well over there. You represent.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited because I have family members that are affected by HIV and AIDS, and we know that it was so stigmatized back in the 80s. When I was reading the bio, it was in the 80s when this organization was established, when we knew a lot less about this, and we had people with all kind of fears and concerns, and your founders came together and said, we're going to do something to help the people who are most affected by this. And it blessed me to see that, because, like I said, I have people in my very own family that are and have been impacted by the HIV and AIDS epidemic.
Correct, correct. Yeah, we were founded in around 1989 or so. The organization has been around for years and have not only helped those that are living with HIV and AIDS, but the homeless population in general, including those that are youth, our 18 to 24-year-olds, our Hopwa Hispanic programs that are dealing with limited speaking English clients. And we also have an At the Door program, which is our returning citizens. And we meet them at the door of reentry and work with them to gain a place or get to a place of self-sufficiency. We've been around for a long time, and I believe that we're doing great work in the community.
Well, I definitely want to echo that you guys are doing tremendous work in the community. And I love your last statement, because a lot of times programs work to keep the people coming back, not towards bringing people to a point of self-sustainability.
Yeah.
How important is it that when we're doing this work, this programmatic work, that we realize the goal must always be to see people able to do better for themselves?
Exactly. It is extremely important, because when we get them to a place of self-sufficiency and not reliability, we can move them on and we can help others. And so it's not about just getting someone into the program to continue to just help them, but to teach them how to help themselves. We know the federal government may not be able to sustain these programs forever. And so we want to teach them. I go back to the Bible. We want to teach a man how to fish, not just feed him. You know, we want everyone to get to the place where they can maintain and sustain a life, a good life on their own.
Youth homelessness is one of the most understated issues that we have in Baltimore, because we know that there are a lot of programs, and people kind of bark about parental responsibility, but youth homelessness is a major deal. And through the work that I did at the Youth Opportunity Center in Baltimore, it really opened my eyes to what it's really like for a young person who's trying to get themselves together, but they don't have the security and the certainty of where they're going to lay their head. Talk to us about the work that you guys are doing specifically in youth homelessness.
So we have we have several youth programs. We have our Geraldine Young program, who assists in housing women with small children. We have our YIP program, is more or less like a transitional program that you hear for a short period of time, and we help you gain the skills needed to be able to sustain, get your credit together, and be able to work to that place of self-sufficiency. We have our we just got a rapid rehousing program that, again, in Baltimore County, though, that is doing the same kind of work, that rapid rehousing, giving them a certain period of time, giving them job skills, giving them budgeting skills, life skills, things of that nature, case management throughout. And we also have Restoration Gardens 1 and 2 that houses our youth between the ages of 18. All of our youth programs are between the ages of 18 to 24, and just giving them a place to live, and then providing them with programming that will help them sustain a life on their own. You spoke about earlier the magnitude of the youth homelessness within our city. There are a lot of youth aging out of foster care that just did not get the skill set needed to live on their own and sustain on their own. And we're providing them with all of those things. Budgeting, case management, connection to services, connection to mental health providers, things of that nature, because there's been a lot of trauma, could have been a lot of trauma in their life that are creating some of the barriers that are keeping them from getting to the place where they want to, where they ultimately want to be. We are doing everything from providing housing, because as you said, you can talk about the other barriers, but if you don't have a place to lay your head at night, all of that is for naught, because that is the first and foremost on your mind. If you don't know where your next meal is coming from, that is the first and foremost on your mind. So our base is housing, and then we build upon that with all of the other services that will continue to help them work towards that self-sufficiency.
I'm so passionate about it, because we see what I believe is the criminalization of youth. But being a young person, whether it's the squeegee boys and so many different other things, we don't really know the backstory. You know, a lot of times all we see is the part that's a nuisance to us and the part that agitates us. So I'm excited about the great work that you guys are doing in those spaces. Let's talk about the positions that you have available that we were excited to bring you on today to talk about, because we really want our people. And listen, we need you to like, love, and share this broadcast. We need you to get the numbers up, get some people on here right now, because we're about to talk about available employment opportunities with heirs. And I need you to make sure that we got everybody on here so they can hear what my friend Gina is about to tell us about these opportunities.
Okay. So as a part of our programming, we do case management. We sit down with the client and find out, do the needs assessment, do the psychosocials, do the connection to services, and having that dialogue with the client to see what the needs are, see what the barriers are, see what gets them to that next level. So we are looking for case managers. We need case managers who care about the population that we serve. A case manager that may not be able to directly identify, but have the heart to want to hear and to hear what is needed to help them get to where they need to be. So first, we have a permanent housing program case manager, and that's for our adult population, anyone over 18 to 999. And we need a case manager that will provide case manager services up to 30 residents. Permanent housing program, including our youth spaces. Coordinates and supports the work of our GEAR, which is our workforce development that Ms. Annetta, as you eloquently spoke to earlier, is doing a magnificent job in finding communities or employment that is open to all populations, whether that be youth, somebody living with HIV and AIDS, some of our LGBT communities, safe workspaces for our clients, and then vocational training and partnering with other organizations within the community that we can connect our clients to, perform written psychosocial assessments, meets face-to-face with residents at least twice a month, coordinate outside services for legal assistance if needed. A lot of our clients are eligible to have some things expunged off of their records, connecting them to those places so that they can move forward in their employment opportunities. Documentation. We need someone who is good at documenting, because in this business, if it's not documented, it's not.
It didn't happen. Yeah.
Right. Did not happen. Exactly. So someone who takes initiative. No one could ever accurately write down everything that someone in this job may need. But I believe if you have a heart for this business, as your previous guest, Lonnie Hunter, Lonnie, right?
Yeah.
Someone who has a heart for this business, someone who cares about the population that they're serving. So through conversation and motivational interviewing, you find out what this client needs, what is going to help them get to that next level. That's the kind of person that we're looking for. So when we talk about qualifications, we are looking for someone with a bachelor's degree in human services and a minimum of 2 years experience working with people in a medical, substance abuse, or mental health environment. Additional experience with people living with HIV and AIDS. That qualification wasn't the first qualification, because those that are living with HIV and AIDS, although they may have some specific needs, they're human beings, and everyone needs to be heard and to see what their needs are. We're just not treating the HIV, we're treating the whole, we're working with the whole person, you know?
That is a tremendous statement, and it's very
Mhm.
important that we do have people understand. I've been in this business now for well over 20 years, and I've
Mhm.
spent 15 of those years as a part of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And I tell people all the time, when you're in the business of providing services, you must be comfortable and clear that you're in the business of providing services. I've seen people get
Yeah.
upset with the population that we're getting upset with people in the population that we work with, as
Mhm.
though we come into a place where people need help, expecting people to be perfect. How important is it that you understand when you in this work that you're working with people, that you have a job, because people are not perfect, because they have major issues in some cases.
Exactly. We don't know the trauma that someone has experienced. We don't know what is going on in most people's lives. You see this person that may be jovial and laughing, but there has been so much trauma that has experienced that they go home and they're lonely and they cry and they are disappointed, because the only connection that they have to people sometimes is outside of the home. Um, we have students, we have youth that are of the LGBT community, and their family has shunned them. How traumatic is that? We have clients that are living with HIV, and their families have shunned them. We have returning citizens who, someone who has made a mistake in life, went and served their time, but come back out and everyone treats them like they're a leopard, like they don't have
Mm.
anything to offer to this society. They made a mistake. They paid for their mistake. They're re-entering into society, and it is our job to see that they get a fair shake at it.
How does somebody go about applying for the opportunities? Come through MOED, but talk
Yeah.
to us about how somebody gets connected to these opportunities, because it's really important that we have people who are interested in getting into this work. Or if you got a background in this work, Miss
Mhm.
Thompson is to me the poster child of what serving in the capacity that we are privileged to serve is all about. You move from one place to the next place.
Mhm.
We are a small community of people when you
Absolutely.
work in service providing, and then we get even smaller when you talk in workforce development. But we're looking for a specific and a special type of a person
Absolutely.
um, that is equipped emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and has the drive to do this work. So, Miss Gina, tell us how people are connecting with these opportunities.
I would like for everyone that is interested and has the heart and the passion to work with people in need to send their resumes to Candace, CANDACE, at airshome.org. So it's CANDACE at airshome.org. So we have just one more. We have a HOPWA Hispanic case manager. The duties are the same. You don't have to, we would love a bilingual case manager, but for this position, we have tools that will help us assist in communicating with this population. So they don't necessarily have to be bilingual, but if you are, it's a plus.
So there you have it, y'all. We got two case management positions with heirs, and look. We need people who want to commit to the completed work that's needed to be done in helping our residents in the city of Baltimore from a
Mhm.
variety of walks of life, that is geared and based around homelessness, that includes wraparound services.
Exactly.
You also had, can you put it back up there for me, Miss Lester? You also have, of course, the very valuable option of coming through the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, because we have the relationship that's already established. If you're interested in Ayers Incorporated, email your resume to Miss C Lester at oedworks.com. Again, that's Miss C Lester at oedworks.com. Get that resume over there now. Get it to her right now. And we're going to make sure that we're moving really swiftly to get you guys plugged in as long as you meet the minimum qualifications, because we want to make sure that we're getting good people. And when we say good people, we don't mean good versus bad. We mean people who are going to be a good fit for this opportunity, connected to these opportunities. Gina, I'm going to give you the opportunity to give us a last word before we end this conversation. I want to thank you for being with us today.
I want to thank you guys for having us. This was a wonderful opportunity. I am elated that you invited us. I just want to say that we're all in this world together, and we are required to help one another, not judge one another because you think, look, feel, or whatever different, but to love one another and care about one another. And I can't wait to see who wants to come and join this work with us so that we can continue helping our community.
Awesome, Gina. Thank you for joining us today. Ms. Thompson, if you're still in the background, let's make sure that we reconnect and we continue to partner, because it takes an all hands on deck approach. Look at her, y'all. She's so pretty. She left us, though. I'm still going to keep reminding you every time I see you. She left us, but she's doing great work. I am excited about the great work that you're doing over there, and that we are being represented so well in workforce, still doing what you do. Talk to the people. Let them hear that wonderful Southern accent.
Hello. Greetings from the soup.
We would be in meetings and I'll be talking about that's our Southern Belle right there. I'm just excited about this community of people who is doing such a great work in Baltimore. We know that Baltimore has its issues, but I never want the issues that we have in Baltimore to overshadow the people who are rolling up their sleeves daily to make sure that they do great work, so people don't have to be a statistic. They don't have to be a part of that. If you're out there right now and you're listening to my voice, you don't have to be unemployed. I don't care what circumstances found you in your life. You do not have to be unemployed. We have opportunities for anybody at any level. Now, we are understanding that sometimes there's a service that you need prior in order for you to be what we call employable or job ready. We have equipped ourselves as agencies to make sure that we are able to get you the services that you need so we can get you on your way to employment. All you need to do is connect with us. All you need to do at the beginning of the show, I gave out each of our locations, and I'm going to do it again. Our Northwest Career Center, which is our center that focuses mainly on justice involved and returning citizens. But you don't have to be justice involved or returning citizen. They're located at the third floor, the third level of Mondawmin Mall. You can walk in there Monday through Friday and say, hey, I want to go to work. I want to get some help. Then we have our Westside Youth Opportunity Center, which is at 1510 West Lafayette Avenue in the historic and beautiful Sandtown community. And let me tell you where we are as an agency, y'all. We are on meetings and focus groups to figure out how we make our programs better, how we serve better. We know post-pandemic, a lot has changed. We're not arrogantly assuming that you're going to come back in our building. We're doing everything from partnering with people who you've been relying on through the pandemic, all the way up into rethinking how we provide services, how we market, how we research. So we want you to connect with us. Then we have our Employment Connection Center, which is located in South Baltimore. It's located in the casino, the area of the casino, 1410 Bush Street. We got a transportation event coming up there very soon, transportation hiring event. If you're a driver or you work in and around transportation, matter of fact, that's morphed into a whole job fair. It's going to be about 6 or 7 employers there in the next couple of weeks. We'll be giving you some insight into who all of those employers are. We have our community job hubs, one located at My Brother's Keeper, which is right in West Baltimore on Frederick Avenue. One is located in West Baltimore, southwest Baltimore, at the Bon Secours Community Works Center, which is located on Fulton Avenue. And then we have one that's located in the Govans community up off of York Road, which is Getco. And you can walk in there and you can say, hey, I'm here, I need some help. Then we have our what we call our banner center, the Eastside Career Center, where you can find Miss Katanya Lester, who is one of our BSRs, and Aunt Dee Dee, as we call her, Miss Deidre Moore Durant, who's there over in the 3100 block of East Madison Avenue, right off of Edison Highway. If you come over there, walk in the door, say, hey, I heard great things that you guys are doing, and I want to get some help. Then we have our location at 100 West 23rd Street, our Workforce Reception Center. There are different events that are taking place there, but to actually get services there, you have to be referred. So you can't walk in there and say, hey, I want some help. But you can walk in any of the other centers, get the information. So when we do have the events and opportunities that are taking place at the Workforce Reception Center, you will not be left out. I'm excited that we had this opportunity today to come on and to bring you this information, the great conversation that we had with my brother, Mr. Lonnie Walker, around the great opportunities that he has coming up, where they're going to be doing some great things in the community, that they still are an anchor institution in Baltimore helping homeless youth. But on Thanksgiving Day, they're going to be feeding a lot of people at 6 East Lafayette Avenue at the garage place. Shout out to my man, Derek Chase, the owner of that venue. Beautiful space, always open for community events and activities. So if you're a community event planner, go holler at Derek. That's at 6 East Lafayette Avenue. And then again on Christmas, they're going to be coming back and doing a miracle on Gorsuch Avenue. I believe he said it's the 1500 block. I will be at both. You will see Mr. Jobs, Mr. Employee Baltimore, Mr. Chop Shop, Marvin from MOED, Pastor Marvin, whichever one of those lanes you know me in, you will see me at both of those events, because I'm going to make sure that I'm present. And then Heirs Incorporated, the wonderful privilege I had today to talk to Miss Gina Epps, and all of the great information that she gave us, as they're looking for case managers who will be committed and dedicated to doing the work necessary to further provide the wraparound services that are needed for our people who are homeless. It started out a long time ago, focused on people who had HIV and AIDS, but has morphed into a space where if you're homeless in Baltimore, you have another champion and advocate in Heirs Incorporated that is doing everything. And they're partnered with the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. So while they have a workforce superstar like Ms. Thompson over there, Ms. Thompson knows how to call my number to increase opportunities, yes, even if there are people that need more than what they may have, what Ms. Thompson may have. And she's a rock star, y'all. She's a part of our team. I know her work. I'm excited that she's doing great things. Y'all, it's so many great things that are happening in Baltimore. Turn the news off. Take the Citizen app off your phone. Stay off of Murder Inc. Tune Facebook out. Come to the Employee Baltimore show and find out about the great things and the great people are here who are providing alternatives for those who want to do something else, right? A lot of times we have a tendency to look at this kind of service and the work that we do as something that's for poor people, needy people. No, we work with people with advanced degrees.
Yes.
I've had the privilege of working with people that have upwards of doctorate degrees,
yes,
right? Because the labor market and navigating the workforce system in Baltimore is something that we at the Mayor's Office of Employment Development has been blessed to master. I don't say it arrogantly, but while some people are in this area when they need help, we here 24/7 growing, developing our services, because our motto is we're looking to build a workforce system that works. So if you're looking for a job, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is looking for you. Come get connected with us. Come and connect with the great people who are doing the great work that we've been blessed to do now for a long time, at least 20 years in my career, right? Connect with us. Connect with great opportunities. As long as you are here with a need, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development is going to be here with a focus on economic justice. Again, we are building a workforce system that works. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you next week. Well, no, it won't be a show next week, because next week I'm going to be over at Joy Baltimore after I get out of church, serving some folks, and then I'm going to be coming home to my own family so I can sit down and break bread with my family. That'll be Thanksgiving Day, so don't look for us. We'll be right back the following Thursday, but continue to view our social media pages. Continue to check out what we're doing via Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else, because there's going to be a tremendous amount of opportunities. Even though we may take a pause on Thanksgiving to be thankful, the work never stops. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.